and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. NFL Divisional playoffs this weekend. Last weekend, the wild card weekend was 3-1, win-loss, 2-2 versus the spread, and over/under. Not bad on the win-loss. Obviously, as y'all seen, I kind of was trying to pick the score. Obviously, I didn't get anything right on, but I was pretty close in a lot of them. It was kind of an interesting thing to do. All right, here we are, divisional weekend. Obviously, a lot of news from the wild card weekend. Kind of some somber news to start out with. As everybody knows, ESPN Sports Center lost one of the great analysts. Stuart Scott passed away over the weekend. It was sad, so sad to hear that. I was actually watching the NFL Network when the story broke, and that was an emotional moment watching that and kind of seeing some things about his career. Anybody who grew up in the 90s watching Sports Center knew who Stuart Scott was, the late 90s, early 2000s. Great ambassador for sports. Some of his witty comments and stuff, he was a friend to a lot of people who didn't know him. So you see him on TV all the time. I actually have audio of his last TV appearance. Was at the ESPYs in July. Why don't you take a look at this, or listen to this.
Jim Valvano said 21 years ago, the most poignant 7 words ever uttered in any speech anywhere. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. Those great people didn't. Coach Valvano didn't. So to be honored with this, I now have a responsibility to also not ever give up. I'm not special. I just listened to what the man said. I listened to all that he said, everything that he asked of us, and that's to build the V Foundation. And let me tell you, man, it works. I'm talking tangible benefits. You saw me in that clinical trial. Now, here's the thing about that. Coach Valvano's words 21 years ago, helping me and thousands of people like me right now, direct benefits. That's why all of this, why we're here tonight, that's why it's so important. I also realized something else recently. You heard me kind of allude to it in the piece. I said, I'm not losing. I'm still here. I'm fighting. I'm not losing. But I got to amend that. When you die, that does not mean that you lose to cancer. You beat cancer by how you live, why you live, and in the manner in which you live.
Yeah, some very touching and moving words by the late Stuart Scott. Obviously, the audio courtesy of ESPN, Mike and Mike in the Morning, talking about the Jimmy V Foundation and the fight against cancer. Cancer has probably touched every one of you watching this video along with me, in the past. Hearing emotional words from a guy like Stuart Scott, or even, 21 years ago, Jimmy V's famous speech, it just gives you goosebumps. I mean, just thinking about it. And sports lost a great ambassador, like I said earlier. But you know what? What would Stuart Scott want? He would want sports to move on. He would want the NFL Divisional playoffs to move on. So here we go. We're going to move on. First game on Saturday, we have the Baltimore Ravens versus the New England Patriots. The Patriots are favored by 7 at home. The Patriots are 10-3 at home since 2007. Of course, 2 of those 3 losses came against Baltimore Ravens. Flacco is 2-1 versus Tom Brady in the playoffs. During the regular season, though, it's a different story. Patriots are 7-1 versus the Ravens. But you know what? When a team has only lost 3 out of 13 home games, or 3 out of 13 home games in 12 years? And excuse me. Wow, my math is way off there. 7 years, and 2 of them are against the Ravens. Amazing. On the road this year, Baltimore has been 5-4. The Patriots are 7-1 at home. Like I said, Flacco is 2-1 versus Brady in postseason. I'm going underdog here, ladies and gentlemen. I am picking the Baltimore Ravens to go into Foxborough and upset the New England Patriots. I'll give them the 7, and I will take the over on the 48 points. My score prediction is 30-23 Baltimore. I think Flacco can do it. He's done it before. I think he can do it again. So upset. Baltimore Ravens beat New England Patriots. Next game on Saturday, we have the Carolina Panthers versus the Seattle Seahawks. Russell Wilson is 3-0 in his career versus Cam Newton and Carolina Panthers. Week 8, Seattle beat Carolina 13-9. At home this year, Seattle is 7-1 on the road. Carolina is 3-4-1. Seattle is favored by 10.5 at home. I don't think it's going to be that big a blowout. I'm picking Seattle to win. I'm giving Carolina the points. The overall points is 40. I'm taking the under. My prediction is going to be a close game. 16-13 Seattle with the win. I am picking Seattle to win. I'm not stupid. Alright, first game on Sunday, we had the Dallas Cowboys, America's team, going into Green Bay, playing the Green Bay Packers. A little touch on last week's game, as everybody's seen that famous penalty that wasn't a penalty. The flag was thrown down but picked up with no explanation. My 4-year-old niece could have called that play better than that. There was contact. Should have been a penalty. I don't know every rule in the NFL. I don't know. There was contact. It should have been some type of penalty. The fact that the line judge threw the flag, then picked it up. I will say this: if the Dallas Cowboys corner would have turned around, he had to pick that motherfucker off. It would have been an interception, no questions asked. But I did find out, watching the NFL Network, that NFL Films had Matthew Stafford mic'd during that game. So why don't we take a listen to what Matthew Stafford had to say after the play happened. Take a listen to this.
Will come out of that. Our guys have been phenomenal all year long. Fun group to be around, and everybody.
And our exclusive NFL Films footage wasn't so happy after the referee decided to pick up that flag, as you might expect. Take a listen.
Hey! Hey, Pete! That's unbelievable! That's unbelievable! And you know it! You know it is, though! I know it! How does that get overturned? How does that get overturned? Hey, that's unbelievable! Congratulations! It's unbelievable! Hey, can I get explained that one? That's pretty awesome. Can we explain that or no? Just flat out overturning a pass interference call?
What he said was, yes, he did face guard him, but there was no contact before the ball arrived.
Okay, I understand, but your man saw it and threw the penalty.
But we can't face guard.
I understand that.
But there was no contact.
But I've never in the history seen one turned over. Congratulations, man. First time in the history that's happened.
Not happy about that.
You probably wouldn't be either if you were the Lions. So even President Obama weighing in on this controversial call when asked by a Detroit newspaper, President saying, call is announced and then reversed without explanation. I haven't seen that before, so I'll leave it up to the experts to make the judgment as to why that happened. But I can tell you, if I was a Lions fan, I'd be pretty aggravated.
Imagine if the president did that, made a call and then reversed it with no explanation.
The president adding, given the performance of my Bears, I can't have too much sympathy for the Lions.
Was that not unbelievable? The first time in NFL history. Yeah, exactly. Even the president chimed in on what he thought of that play. You know, I'm going to say it. I guess the NFL officials wanted the America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, to move on in the playoffs. Conspiracy? You be the judge. This is the second meeting in postseason between Dallas Cowboys and Green Bay Packers. The infamous Ice Bowl game in 1967 was the first. Cody Romo in the playoffs is 2-3. Unique note about this game: Green Bay is 8-0 at home this year. Dallas is 8-0 on the road. With that calf injury from Aaron Rodgers from getting stepped on by Ndamukong Suh twice and not getting suspended for it in the last game of the regular season. I don't know, guys. You want to go with Green Bay because they're at home. And I believe Aaron Rodgers' streak of 0 interceptions at home is still intact. Is Dallas America's team? Is Dallas, is this the year for them? 2 years of 8-8, and then all of a sudden this year they're 12-4. It's going to be cold in Green Bay. It always is this time of year. Obviously, the Ice Bowl from 1967 tells you that. You know what? I gotta go with them. Green Bay Packers. I picked them to win. They'll cover the points. I'm gonna say. What? 32-24 score. Green Bay 32, Dallas 24. Dallas wins at home. Spread 6.5. I'm giving that to Green Bay. Taking the over in the 53 points. All right, the last game of the playoff weekend, we had the Indianapolis Colts going into Denver to play the Broncos. We got Luck versus Manning. Denver's favored by a touchdown at home. Broncos won the meeting between these two teams first week of the season, 31-24. Back in 2013, the first meeting between Luck and Peyton, Colts won. So Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning are 1-1 versus each other. How many organizations like the Indianapolis Colts can say they've had 3 All-Pro, borderline Hall of Fame quarterbacks? Obviously they got it right, 2 quarterbacks in a row. And obviously they had Johnny Unitas, Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck. How many franchises can go from a Hall of Fame Peyton Manning to an Andrew Luck? Will Andrew Luck be a Hall of Famer someday? The jury's still out. He's still young. He can only improve. Thinking about this game at home, since Peyton has signed to Denver since 2012, the Broncos are 24-3 at home. John Fox, the head coach of the Denver Broncos, is 4-0 following a bye week. They had the first round bye. You'd be out of your mind if you didn't pick Denver to win this. Does Andrew Luck and the Colts have a shot? Yeah, they have a shot. Anybody has a shot on any given weekend. We've seen that before. But I think Peyton, as serious as this game is, I see Peyton Manning, his experience, the week off to prepare last week, he'll come out and win this. Denver by 7. Taking the over on the 54 points. Prediction of the score, 34-27. Denver Broncos. Would set up the AFC and NFC Championship weekend next weekend. Baltimore at Denver. Seattle at Green Bay. So those are my predictions for the NFL Divisional weekend. Enjoy the playoff games, and we'll see you back next week for the AFC and NFC Championship game preview. As always, I'm your host Robert, and thanks for watching our sports show. And have a fantabulous weekend watching football.